So the Chucky Season 3 Episode 3 Jennifer's Body trailer is here now. Let's talk about it and let me explain. Now I'll divvy these up into segments, the first being the court scene. As we've seen in other promos, obviously Jake, Devin, Lexi, and Nika will testify along with maybe some others, with them all saying she's crazy and Nika even saying she's insane, and how she dismembered her, which is insane on its own. Jake, Devin, and Lexi can be seen with maybe Miss Fairchild in the background, likely being prepped for court or act like, the court during the hearing. Although Lexi looks weirdly kind of scared or afraid or surprised or something, so I do wonder what that's all about. At the hearing, though, it is said that the defendant is guilty, aka Tiffany is guilty for the murders, and she even says she's innocent. But can we also admire Tiffany's insane, fucking insane wardrobe choice for a court hearing for murder? Nika can even be seen saying to Tiffany that she's gonna roll her wheelchair, or roll her wheelchair on her fucking grave, which is just fucking brutal, and I love it. I love that line of dialogue, especially of how it's delivered by Nika and obviously Fiona Dorff. Also, it looks like Tiffany has on a different outfit than the original court hearing outfit, that whole feather outfit or whatever that we saw in the first scene. So maybe multiple court days, it's possible. Outside the court, let's take a look at what happened the night on night of Tiffany's arrest, which obviously takes place right after season 2 episode 8 Chucky. Actually, right after. As everyone knows, this will also be a flashback episode. Before Chucky can do anything, or maybe after they hatch a plan for something, Tiffany is arrested as the police burst in and say she's arrested for the murder or for murder in the first degree, which is an understatement for the ages. She says murder is a very vague term, which, while fucking hilarious and funny, won't help her case at all. Tiffany can even be seen being taken out in handcuffs, and I'll assume these are fans, although she lost her wig in the process, so she can be seen in the back of a cop car, likely looking at maybe Nika, especially if she did or is about to exact her revenge, unless that comes later. And Nika can be seen looking at likely Tiffany and then quickly rolling down the street, which can be to watch Tiffany's arrest or maybe chase after Caroline. Now, speaking of Caroline, she could be seen running down the streets of New York with Caroline looking back, behind her. It's very possible Nika's quickly rolling in her wheelchair after the two, Caroline and Chucky, which makes sense since I could see Nika trying to save her, kind of like how she couldn't save Alice in Curse and Cult of Chucky. Although they likely lose her, which leads to Caroline and Chucky catching and getting in a cab, where Caroline asks Chucky, what's next? And he says it's time to pay some of his old friends a visit, obviously being Jake, Devin, Lexi, likely Nika down the line, Miss Fairchild, and Andy. We'll touch on that in a second because we get this scary looking Chucky stabbing down on someone with what has been said to be an umbrella for an insanely goofy, campy, and splattery kill, which I could picture Chucky just stabbing down into someone's throat and I think with an umbrella and just watching it just go open and go splat, like kind of Father Bryce's death in Chucky season 2, which was fucking awesome and raucous by itself. Although I do fucking love Chucky's face here in this scene and in this clip and in this video. It could be the cab driver that's being killed here in his death, although it has been said also that the cab driver might be a SNL Saturday Night Live cameo. Now, yes, on to Andy. Caroline knocks on a door and it opens and she's there just standing there with Chucky. Although if this were Andy's door, why would Chucky be in his normal doll mode and not his alive mode? Odd. But I do believe this is Andy's door, so I question what'll go on there, at least with this section, leading up to when Andy is on his phone and is stabbed by Chucky with a fucking needle or syringe likely to sedate him until he wakes up on his bed, tied down, saying to Caroline that she doesn't need to do this, and Caroline replies with, I'm his new friends at the end, obviously rendering Andy to Chucky kind of useless and just a loose end at this point, so why not discard him? And it is even seen that Chucky stabs down with, again, one of his scary looks in the series, which I fucking love and just love. Now, I cannot stress this enough that I do not believe Andy is gonna die. No fucking way a character as beloved as Andy Barkley, that has been here since day one, aka Child's Play 1988, I hope I got that year right, is going to die strapped down to a bed. He'll likely be saved by himself, maybe breaking a strap, Trap, Kyle, a neighbor, or Karen, Barkley, or Mike Norris, but unlikely for those last two. But I did want to bring up that I did see a behind the scenes video from them from Chucky's Sci-Fi USA Network that was shown during episode 2 or season 3 episode, Chucky season 3 episode 2, Let the Right One In, that showed this scene, but the knife Chucky was holding was bloody as fuck, and so was Chucky. So I am scared, but as me and others think, he will be heavily wounded here in this scene and in this episode, but will definitely live. All just theories, but I feel it'd be a massive slap in the face to fans and myself if Andy were to go out this way. Although if he does get out and isn't just left to die and then saved or saves himself, will he take on Chucky and keep Caroline safe, you know, in his house with him, or will Caroline get away with Chucky? We'll see. Also, to wrap this up, there is a scene where Lexi does ask Tiffany in prison as a visitor where Caroline is, and obviously she says, or Tiffany says, Chucky took her, which is very likely also a flashback, because this whole episode is basically a flashback episode, and this is why Lexi is not questioning Tiffany more in modern day and modern episodes, and you know, more modern episodes, is after more of Chucky. Something else I kind of want to add later on in the video is the fact that there are other clips of Tiffany inside prison, because yes, this episode will also feature flashbacks and maybe some modern clips of Tiffany in prison, although I think it's going to be mainly a flashback episode of Tiffany in prison, and that's going to be an aspect of the episode's Tiffany inside prison. There's a clip of her talking to someone, maybe a psychologist, a detective, or someone like that, maybe a prison, someone inside the prison. Basically, like, you know, the woman asks saying, oh, you killed your sister, and Tiffany's like, yeah, because yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a campy episode, or not 100% campy. There's gonna be some really dark moments, but a bit of like the episode's a bit funny, goofy, and yeah, campy inside the prison. There's even a clip that I'm not sure if I'll be able to find the image of Tiffany like holding up maybe a broom, killing someone, maybe a doll, maybe a Belle doll, or maybe just a woman just strangling her inside the prison. I don't know. Maybe she's killing someone with a broom, strangling someone, or it's a Belle doll. Maybe it's Chucky. Again, who knows? It just looks like a bunch of strings of hair. Yet again, if I can't find the image, sorry. I don't know. So that's what I want to talk about in the video. What are your thoughts? Are you excited for Chucky season 3, episode 3, Jennifer's Body? I know I am. But are you scared for Andy? Because again, I am. And do you think, like, you know, do you feel he'll live? And if so, how? Are you excited and looking forward to some flashbacks to the ending of season 2 and seeing what happened next or after? And yeah, what are your thoughts? As per usual, all sources will be linked down below. Thanks for watching. Peace to my amigos, and peace out.